Johnny Krutches, co-host on the Steel Toe Morning Show, decided to go on and spill the tea.
April Anderson got Johnny the raise. State the facts, people. Yeah, dude. No joke. Before the news broke for you guys, the weekend before the news broke of Aaron, like, hey, April's not here, whatever. The weekend before that happened, I went out and hung out with Aaron on a Saturday. And while we were hanging out, he told me all the stuff that he then told you on.
Okay. So this is going back in time to when April had left in early April, left Aaron's house, moved in with the Ricadas. And Aaron kept lying to the viewers that, she's just off the show. She'll be back. She just needs to get away from the internet. She's upstairs. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's good. And it turns out that it wasn't good. It wasn't fine. And then all of a sudden, he comes on his show after weeks of this and goes, April and I are getting a divorce. And that's when I went, oh, this is a work. He's not really going to get divorced. So this is the time frame that he's talking about. Right before he came on and said that he was hanging out with Johnny Krutches that weekend and told Johnny, April's leaving me. Okay? And because of that, Johnny gets a raise because April was getting she was on the payroll for Steel Toe Morning Show. This is very interesting because it shows how orchestrated his show is. So listen to what Johnny says here.
On the following Monday. We were drinking, we were having fun, and he was very vengeful. And he wanted me to come on the show and publicly thank April for leaving and getting me a raise. Or not even leaving. Publicly thank April for something like getting fired or whatever and getting me a raise. Like, he wanted that to happen.
So, two things here. He was vengeful. Okay? That sounds right. I don't think Aaron would admit that, but yep, seems like he's vengeful because that's why he did everything he could to make sure the Ricadas and April all got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Everyone found out about it. But secondly, he's orchestrating to Johnny, here's what I want you to do on the show. Andy, have I ever told you how to react to something on WATP or Chris? Do I ever tell you, like, all right, I'm going to play the Stuttering John clip. Yeah. Now, what I want you to do is be like, that's crazy, Carl. And I'll be like, I know, right?
Carl, you do the exact opposite of that. Right. If anything, you don't give me enough information about what's going on the show.
But how interesting is that this is what Aaron's talking to his co-host about, all right, on Monday. Yeah. I want you to say this to April, and it's going to hurt her bad. We're going to get her really good. You're going to say this, and then I'm going to say that. It's like Aaron's always saying, like, when Aaron was complaining about me, complaining about him, he said that I'm all into wrestling and I think that everything's a work and all this kind of stuff. Aaron's the guy who's into wrestling. He's the one who's scripting this stuff beforehand to figure out their angle and what they're going to say and do. I thought that was very interesting. A little bit more on this.
So much so, he talked about it so much so, that the next morning when he had a change of heart and decided not to go all scorched earth out the gate, he told me not to bring it up and not to do that. But yeah, there was a part where that was a plan.
And Johnny doesn't say, well, I would never do that. He would have.
Yeah.
He would have gone along with, all right, boss, whatever you say. I'll brag about getting a raise because April's gone. Okay, whatever you want to do. Can we just
talk?
talk?
What does he hope to achieve by talking about this?
Well, we're talking about it. He's trying to make some money on his own show, I think.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with it, but does he still want a job at Steel Toe?
He does.
Okay.
And this is interesting because, as you can see, Doom pulled this clip and in all caps, Johnny Krutches tells all is the title of it. And I thought that was the most salacious part. The meat of this that I'm not going to play for you is Johnny talking about Aaron's technical setup is bad. He talks about how he has big TVs for his monitors and stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. Who cares? I don't care. It looks terrible, so I'm not surprised.
Old painty can Ned.
Yeah, whatever. This clip, though, this part of it, you just got to feel bad for Johnny Krutches. I mean, this is the guy that we goofed on for crying a lot on the show, and Mersh said he wasn't funny. But even Mersh, I think, would be like, oh, man.
Oh, well, for what it's worth, I don't fuck anything. Don't fuck plastic. Last time my hand was a pain in the ass, didn't get anywhere. So let's just say right now, I am abstinent by, I wouldn't say by choice, but just I'm abstinent.
Here's the lighter. My hand has a headache.
Wow. I've never heard of such a thing. That's sad. Even
That is
Quadfather's
so
like, can't even get your hand to jerk you off? What the fuck?
Come on, buddy.
That's rough. That's funny. If he just did content about how he can't get laid and can't even jerk off, I'd subscribe to that. That's a funny show
Not
format.
getting laid with Johnny.
Yeah. Does my dick work? I don't know. Who's to say? I have no idea. I took a boner pill and then went to sleep. I don't know what's going on. All right, the question is Johnny going solo? Because you asked about that. Like, if he's spilling all this on Steel Toe, does that mean he wants to do his own show?
And I have now a new personal legit goal of growing my show and being self-sufficient on my shows.
Interesting. Self-sufficient on my shows. Sounds like this guy's looking for an exit strategy. That's what we call an exit strategy in the business right there.
And my stuff. Not needing to do Aaron shows at all. Not needing to do disability and shit at all. And really...
Can I point this out? And this just struck me this way just now when I heard it. Not needing to do Aaron's show. If you guys ever talked like that, I don't need to do WATP anymore. I'm like, what? I thought we were all having fun. And that's why we did this show together. You guys, like, Chris is in Philly right now at VHS Fest. He could be doing anything else. And he's like, no, I'll come on. It's like, thanks. I appreciate it. That's great.
No, I was on Helga's show yesterday.
Yes, we got to talk about that.
With Lucy, and she was asking about the show, and I was basically like, it's a conversation with friends.
Yeah.
And that's all I ever think about. I sometimes forget I'm doing a show, which isn't the best attitude, but it helps sometimes, you know?
Andy started all apologies. It wasn't so that he didn't need to do WATP anymore. You know?
If anything, I need to do it more.
Yeah, these people aren't looking for exit strategies, Aaron. It's very different over here. Right. What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I started that because I have so much fun doing this. I wanted to do it more often.
Yeah.
That's why I did that, not because I'm trying to get away from this.
Right.
Having like legit control. And that means I have to quit being a fucking lazy asshole and really work on shit and stop wallowing in my I have MS and life sucks. It's not fair. You know what? Again, this drama shit blows. Why am I doing this? I gotta stop fucking doing it. We're not doing that stuff. Someone needs to offer April some money for an interview. Dude, people have offered her fuck tons of money for an interview. She doesn't want to be on the internet. Hold on, Aaron told you about your pay status before he consulted me first? Wow, says Rusty Grammar. Yeah. So yeah, my raise was in the books like days before that emotional breakdown thing. So I'm like, oh, Mersh can suck it.
Well, good for you, Johnny. I'm glad you got your raise over there at Steel Toe. Very exciting.
Who are these podcasts?